Green revolution is one of the most talked about advocacies that has influenced a number of people so much that they've been putting their heads together to make our world a better place to live in. With the growing awareness of the global warming caused by the destruction of ozone layer, people have left no track untraveled for every run for a cause campaign, all in the name of Mother Nature. With 15,426,282 carbon-emitting vehicles driving across Australia for about an hour and a half every day, how can we expect our environment to get better? This is where we get a clearer picture of biofuels.
What is biodiesel?
What is biodiesel?
Good for the environment?
Is biodiesel helpful for the
How is
majority?
biodiesel different from diesel?
Is biodiesel better than diesel? Biodiesel is a renewable alternative fuel made from vegetable oil, animal fats, and greases through a chemical process called transesterification. Transesterification involves four sub-processes: mixing of alcohol and catalyst. The alcohol and catalyst mix is charged in a closed vessel and the oil or fat is added. Separation. Once the reaction is complete, two products are made: biodiesel and glycerin. Alcohol removal. The excess alcohol in biodiesel is removed with a flash evaporation process. Methyl ester wash. Biodiesel is then purified, resulting in a clear amber yellow liquid with a viscosity similar to or lower than diesel. In simpler words, transesterification involves the reaction of oils with alcohol and refining it to create molecules that are easy to burn in diesel engine. This is how a diesel engine works. It involves a four-stroke cycle that is easy to remember: intake, compress, combust, exhaust. Intake, compress, combust, exhaust. Now this is how biodiesel works in a diesel engine. That's right, there's not much difference. Biodiesel does not require modifications to a diesel engine to be used. However, biodiesel has higher Saturn number than diesel, which makes it ignite faster, reducing the engine noise. But still, the same process occurs: intake, compress, combust, exhaust. Now let's take a look on the third one: combust. Combustion is the occurrence of chemical reaction at temperatures above those of the surroundings. The objective of combustion is to release all of the heat in the fuel to produce chemical energy. This is the chemical structure of methyl linoleate. In chemical equations, when combustion occurs, oxygen is added in the reactants, and the products basically are carbon dioxide and water. Hence, the combustion of methyl linoleate in equation goes like this. Enthalpy is the sum of the total energy possessed by a substance. To calculate the change of enthalpy, which is represented by delta H, we need to get the total energy to break the reactants and the total energy to make bonds for products. First, identify the bonds and the number of each bond for the reactants and the products. To calculate the energy of the reactants, multiply the number of moles to the corresponding bond energy. Do the same for the total energy of the products. The total energy of the reactants is 35,107.5 kilojoules, and for the products is 46,240 kilojoules. Therefore, the change in enthalpy of methyl linoleate is negative 11,132.5 kilojoules. Because it underwent the process of combustion, meaning the heat is released, this reaction is called exothermic reaction, and in exothermic reactions, the heat of combustion or the heat of reaction is always negative in form, whilst in endothermic, where heat is absorbed, delta H is always in positive form. Heat of formation is the heat of a substance at a specified state due to its chemical composition. Heat of reaction, on the other hand, is the heat change that will be or would be observed when or if the reaction occurs. Heat of combustion is the heat of reaction in a combustion process. The greater the heat of combustion is, the lower the fuel consumption. Formation of biodiesel. Water, carbon dioxide, and solar energy are converted to chemical energy through the process of photosynthesis in plants. This is where biodiesel gets its chemical energy. Biodiesel is renewable because the process of making it is ongoing. Trees can be regrown, sewage can be converted to methane, and oil and alcohol can be generated from various plants. The carbon that biodiesel releases during combustion is actually the carbon dioxide that was absorbed by the plant which biodiesel was made from during its lifetime. The recycling of carbon results in no accumulation of CO2 in the atmosphere. Biodiesel has superior lubricating properties that reduce the wear of vital engine parts. Diesel lubrication problem gets worse because of sulfur content. On the other hand, biodiesel does not have sulfur content. However, the world's not perfect. Biodiesel also has disadvantages. A Aside from the fact that it is expensive, more expensive than diesel, biodiesel does not work efficiently in lower temperatures. It has a high cloud point wherein wax crystals begin to form, giving the fuel the tendency to freeze in cold weather. How is biodiesel different from diesel? Remember that biodiesel has a higher heat of combustion, therefore it has less oil consumption. Comparing the energy value of both fuels, diesel obviously has greater amount. In terms of flash point, biodiesel gives more advantage. Flash point is the lowest temperature at which fuel will ignite. The higher flash point makes it a much safer substance. Pour point, on the other hand, is the lowest temperature at which fuel will flare, another advantage for biodiesel, whilst cloud point favors diesel. Diesel has the higher percentage of the oxygen and hydrocarbon emissions, while biodiesel has higher nitrogen oxide emissions. When it comes to non-hazardous waste, it can be observed that both fuels contain a small amount. However, biodiesel has more. Considering all the properties and aspects of both fuels, I therefore conclude that biodiesel is better than diesel.